What is going on, guys? It is your boy Knowledge. Today we're going to be talking about the $300 appointment strategy that most notaries use. And after being in the notary business for going on 10 years, making millions, and on a daily basis making over 10K plus revenue, I know that I'm more than qualified to show you guys some game so that you guys can understand how to get to the next level in the notary business. So if you are one of those types of people that need proof and you kind of want to see it yourself, one of the things that you can do is click on the free training down in the link in the bio, and then there you're going to see a link that shows you my 7-figure training, which shows you all the stuff that I did in my notary business to get to where it is now, show you how it works, and then it pulls up the numbers live so you guys can see everything yourself. But without further ado, let's jump into this video. So what is that $300 appointment strategy that most notaries ignore? See, when it comes to the notary business, a lot of people don't really understand that it's not really that it's hard, and it's not really about how much knowledge you have on all the documents. It's about how you work with all the tools that you have. So one of the first things that I want to tell people is you have to stop selling one stamp. In order to actually succeed, you need to build appointments around convenience, speed, travel, and just problem solving. So let me just break that down to you guys so you can see it here. So you're not really just selling one stamp, right? So stop selling one stamp. I'll put it here so you guys can actually write that out. And what I mean is people just think when it comes to the notary business, and this is a common misconception, right? You think, okay, when it comes to the notary business, all I'm really doing is notarizing a document for somebody, and then I'm done, right? I'm just notarizing a document, and that's all I need to do. But that's not it. There's so many other services that can branch off from it. So what I like to say, and what I've learned from my OGs in the game, or my business mentors, my coaches in any industry that I've been in, and that is that you can always add a la carte services. So when it comes to the notary business, it's not just that you're making money from your stamp, you're also making money from travel. You're also making money to be there within a certain period of time. You're also making money if it's after hours. You can also make additional money if it's on the weekends. You can make additional money if you want printing, if it's scanning. So you can't just think about it like, oh man, I'm just getting $5 for doing this one stamp, because that's not true. There's other ways that you can make money within it. And then by doing these different tactics, by doing these different strategies and focusing on how you can make more money and provide more convenience to the people within that you're providing client service to, that's how you can raise your average value per customer. So not a lot of people talk about wanting to make $10,000 a month or $5,000 a month in the notary business, and this is how you do it. It's not from doing $10,000, $50 jobs, you know what I mean, or $50 signings. It's about how you can make as much money from one customer and provide as much service to them as possible, so that way you don't have to do a whole bunch of services, right? So yeah, I just want you to understand that it's not just selling one stamp. And I misspelled stamp here. It's not just selling one stamp. If you think about it like that, you're not going to progress as fast as you would like to. So it's very important that you understand that. Next, you need to be looking for multi-client documents. So one signer that has several documents can be worth more than one small job. So for example, you want to look for multi-client documents. And I'm going to sprint that out to you guys as soon as I write it. Multi-client documents. So what I mean by that is clients that have documents where it needs a lot of different stamps, or they have multiple documents. Those are going to be like your bread and butters right there, because you're not spending your entire day going to jobs. And trust me, I was doing the same thing. I was going from job to job to job to job, doing all these signings. But had I just learned how to market towards the individuals that need my service and need multiple documents signed, then it would have just saved me so much more time. Instead of driving to appointment, instead of driving to 5 different appointments, why not just notarize and do a document for somebody that just needs 5 different notarizations? You know what I'm saying? Even if you take less, you're saving your time. And always remember that time is more valuable than money. So you want to look for those multi-client documents. Those could be anything from, let's say if it's a power of attorney, maybe they have a husband or a wife that needs to get a power of attorney done. Maybe it could be something like estate planning. Maybe it could be something like home loan signing, but you're doing it for multiple people that happen to be in the same location. You kind of just have to get smart with it, think outside of the box, and be like, all right, how can I make as much money as possible by providing the most money service possible to these clients? That's one of the ways that you're going to be able to get around doing all of that. So next up, you want to add a rush availability, and this is something that I talked about in the first one. So I'll write it in for you, rush Ad rush availability. Oops, I misspelled both of these. I think that's how you spell availability. We'll see. Anyways, you want to add in rush availability. Sorry, it's gonna drive me crazy, guys. Availability. I think that's right. I think that's Avalia. Sorry, I like spelling. But anyways, when it comes to ad rush availability, this is kind of what I was talking about in the first video, in the first stamp. I'm sorry, the first stamp. In the first bullet point, when I was saying you have to have those a la carte services. With those a la carte services, one of those things was the rush service. So I know when it comes to certain notaries, they say, "Hey, I work a 9 to 5. How am I actually going to be able to do my job and actually make money from the business?" And what I let them know is like, even though you work from 9 to 5, when it comes to your 6 to 10, that is still time that people need notarizations, because not only do you work 9 to 5, the people that need your services work 9 to 5 as well. And then what you can do is after those hours, because technically those are working hours, after those hours you can add a extra service. So it could either be a rush service because somebody needs you to do a document within 1 to 2 hours, or it can be an after hour service. But there's more ways to make more money from one customer than just thinking that I just have to do a stamp. So same days, after hours, urgent requests, those are all ways in which you can make different types of premium pricing. It's important to remember that, because it's super easy way to raise your average customer value. Super easy. So high stress situations. So let's say that high stress situations are places where you can charge more too if you want to, because some other people might not want to go there. So I know I speak to some notaries in the community. They talk about how they don't like jails. If a lot of people don't like doing notarizations at the jails, then it means that it's harder for the client to find somebody that wants to do the notarization at the jail. That means that there's the demand for it, right? There's a demand for it, and the supply is low, which means you can charge a little bit more. So places like, let's say hospitals, let's say the jail places, or high stress situations where they need that money fast, they're willing to pay you a little bit more rather than the average client where just needs you to come to their house and just do stuff like that. It's easier to charge more in these high stress situations because they may need it immediately, and or people don't want to be in those type of environments, meaning that you can charge a little bit more because you know that somebody else is not going to provide that service. So super important. And one of the things that I like to do, and I've been doing for a while, is this. I package the visit. So let's say probably like 3 years into the notarization game for me, I started to realize like, I need to make as much money as possible doing as little work as possible, one, and then two, not having to drive as much. Because you start to get tired after a while going place to place, and it's like, okay, cool. Do I want to be doing this for the next 40 years? And if the answer is no, then you need to find a different way to change things up, or at least get more money each time you arrive at the place. And one of the ways that you could do that is by packaging the visit. So similar to like how I talked about in bullet point number 1, where you can charge for the a la carte services such as like rush, delivery, and printing like that. When it comes to packaging the visit, if it's something that has to do with scanning, and you have to do printing and you have to do a scan back, you can just make that all one big fee. Instead of piecing it together, like, hey, if you want printing, I can do that for extra $10 or whatever it is. When it comes to packaging the visit, you could say, hey, I can do this, and provide this extra service all in one bundle for you for only X amount of money. By doing like that, this client it's like you're bundling a service. People like bundles. That's why they sell a lot better when it comes to e-commerce, because it's like, oh, I'm getting this bang for my buck. So if you're laying out to the customer, hey, I can do this, and this, and then from there you'll be able to charge a little bit more premium, and then providing a great service to the client, which also raises your value of having them come back. That's how you get those repeat customers too, because they're like, I pay this and I got all of this stuff. Even if they might not need you to print and scan. If you just sell it as a bundle, it's like, oh, okay, cool. I get all of this stuff with my service. So that's what you need to understand. Bottom line, the money isn't always in doing more appointments. It's making each appointment worth more. That's really the secret sauce. And you have to remember, by charging more, by doing these a la carte services, you're not always going to get people that want to pay for your services, and that's okay. Like my mentors have told me in the past, you don't want to deal with the peanut clients anyways, which is the ones that really can't afford your service. They want you to charge as little as possible, and then they give you more headache than anybody else will, you might as well focus on the clients that actually have the money and they're willing to pay your prices. So you can choose two ways. You can either do it with the people that don't have money, you can do it with the people that do have money. But if you want to save some time, I can say that you might want to go the other route and just finding out how to give white glove service to the people that have the income, because it's a lot less stressful. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot less stressful. You don't have to worry about them penny pinching for each thing. And I remember there was a meme in the past that used to go around a lot. It's like, it says like the $50 client will hit you up every day. The $50,000 client will send you the money and say, here, thanks, let me know when it's done. It's kind of like that on a smaller scale too. So it's important to remember that. That's something that I wish I knew earlier, because it stops you from burning out faster. Because by the time you get to the point where you burning out, it's like, oh, you've already made your money. So you don't have to stress when it comes to that. But anyways, that's the big picture. So if you're trying to get to that 5K a month, that 10K a month, or you just want to build a real notary business, remember, it's not about taking more random jobs. It's about building and having the right system behind it. So if you want to have access to the full system that I use to grow a 7-figure notary business, click the link in the bio. There's a free training there that you guys can check out, 100% free. In there, I'm going to pull up my numbers live so you can see it. I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to break down the back end so you can see everything for yourself if you're a visual learner, something like me. So go ahead and click that link in the bio. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know in the comments below if this helped or anything that you might need help with. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and as always, stay blessed. Peace.